All right. So I'm rebooting my computer. So I'm going to continue this conversation. So what Candace Owens is saying on her channel, she was being very disrespectful towards George Floyd family and him as a man. Because regardless of him being his alleged criminal record does not make it okay for an officer to put their fucking knee on his neck. Now, this is the issue that I have. Listen, I believe in black conservatives. I'm not going to call no black conservative a coon. I'm not going to call them this. I'm not going to call them that. I'm just going to give my opinion. It is not okay for no officer to put a man in a chokehold or put their knee on that man's neck. Right? That is wrong. And the reason why George Floyd is getting the attention that is needed because America is waking up to police brutality. It's not because, well, he was a criminal. Look at that have nothing to do with anything because during that incident, those officers that murdered him was wrong and that wasn't right. So when I'm listening to Candace Owens, she was talking, she was like, what about this black woman? He did this. What about this and did that? She's literally ignoring the fact of this man getting killed by the police, right? Let's focus on that. That's the story. That's the point. It's police brutality needs to be brought up. That energy you give to the police. That energy you give to these bad, wicked police officers that's out here killing unarmed black men and also women. And so it's not just men that are getting killed. Women are getting killed as well. And so we have to have that energy and bring an awareness and speak out and against police officers abusing their authority. So that's the issue. But the reason why the Candace Owens are getting this attention, are so powerful in their voices is because these conservatives, some of them are white, they give her funding, they promote her, they push her, they tell her, yes, Sister Owens, yes. But eventually her season will be up. These conservatives always give certain black voices a season. Diamond and Silk they were popular at one point. They're going to always move on to the next black thing that's speaking against black folks, right? Because they're going to get tired of you because you're going to get too comfortable and everything like that. But just know, while you speaking so anti-black, them same folks that are laughing at you, calling you the N-word, degrading you behind your back. Right? So you can speak so against black folks all day long. When they come after you and start trash you, guess who's going to have to be there and be so welcoming? Us as the black community. They did the same thing to Omarosa. Omarosa was so speaking against the black community, speaking against us. Look what happened. They fired her ass. She got fired. And she had to record them and say, oh my God, the racism. Then she wrote a book, but where was that energy when you was a part of the Trump administration? Now you had the energy. Now, Omarosa was so popular. So they always going to get a black woman to speak against black folks or a black man for a season. You're going to try to be comfortable and then you're going to try to do stuff for black folks. And you know what they're going to do to your ass? They're going to fire you. Just like they done that before to a whole lot of folks. Diamond and Silk, they really thought that they were white. They went on speaking against COVID-19, talking about COVID-19 made real. Guess what happened with Diamond and Silk? They lost their job because they got so comfortable. They really thought that they got that white privilege and they forgot that we are black women with these ugly wigs. And they got a reminder when they got fired from Fox. So when they got fired, they got a reminder that you are black. You got too comfortable and we're going to take that job for you. We're going to kick you off the plantation. You was working in the house for us. We're going to put you on the field. All right. So everybody get their season, they talk good and they move on. That's it. That's it. And the next thing you know, they got fired. They did all that crap and they lost their job because they got too comfortable. You still black. No matter how conservative you are, no matter how down you are with MAGA hat, you still black, right? I don't care how conservative people face discrimination within their own party. Liberals, well, I don't care how liberal you are, you still gonna face discrimination as a black person because if you look at the statistics, if you look at the ratings, if you look at the cities and the states, if you look at all these different people, the most of these cases with all this police brutality is in so-called Democrat-run cities and states and counties. These are some Democrats. A lot of these places, they need to be caught. So that's a wake-up call to the black folk. Just because you got a D behind your name don't mean that you behind the BLACK. That ain't mean that you down with us black folks. Just because you got a D behind your name, that don't mean that you down with us as black folks. Just because you got a D behind your name does not mean you down for us black folks. And that's just me keeping it real. That's just me keeping it right. That does not mean that you down for us. So if you even look at the statistics, that don't mean that they are with us. So that's why we got to be careful which D's, which Democrats, we allow in office. Because just because you a Democrat don't mean you like us black folks. That don't mean that you don't have no biases towards us, right? And we have to understand us as a people, us as voters. We have to really look at these folks and be like, I don't give a damn if you're a Democrat or Republican. What are your policies to fight against police brutality? What are your policies to put investments in the black community? I can give a damn if you got a D or an R. What are your direct policy for us as black folks? How you going to protect us from police brutality? What laws, what policy you going to put in place? It is a shame that now now states are saying chokeholds are against the law now. That should have been against the law. So it took us burning down buildings, burning places, marching, protesting, all this just to make a chokehold illegal. And I'm not going to say this, but I'm saying it. Don't get too happy because they named a Black Lives Matter Boulevard or a Black Lives Matter Street. Because don't just give us streets. We got plenty Dr. King Boulevard. We got plenty, all these streets that y'all got are these icons. That's good. But what we need is tangible evidence. We need tangible evidence. We need tangible investments in our community. We are tired of getting streets named after us. We're getting tired of getting little bit of stuff. Okay, we're going to take down the statues, but that don't mean a damn thing if you're not taking down that spirit of racism, that spirit of police brutality from the inside of you as a human. You could take down the statue, but if that thought process still in your head and you still believe that you are supreme and that you are above black folks because your skin is white, that don't mean nothing just because you took down those statues. We need tangible policies. Don't get caught up in the okie doke. But let's take down, if you ain't changing the laws, if you're not making the playing field even and supportive for us as black folks, you can take down that statue, every single statue in America, and black folks still will get shot and killed. You can name every street Black Lives Boulevard, and black folks will still get killed on that street. Because if you don't change the laws on the books and make sure that we are treated fairly, that we just get a right to be treated as a human being. And this is something that Brother Malcolm said. We declare our right on this earth to be a human being, to be respected as a human being, to be given the rights of a human being in this society on this earth. In this day, which we intend to bring into existence by any means necessary. His whole thing was just treat us as humans, because some of these people in power don't look at us as humans. And that's why you got some brothers and sisters in the movement doing this by any means necessary, because like Reverend L. Sharpton said, get your knee off our neck. If you keep pressuring the knee on someone's neck, eventually they're going to fight back to breathe. They're going to show you, and people is rising from around the world, that we are tired of getting discriminated against. We're tired of getting murdered. We're tired of getting treated like we're trash. And we're calling out not just Republicans, we're calling out the Democratic Party as well, because a lot of these places that's in the news are run by Democrats. So they need to be called out too. I don't give a damn if you got a D. I don't give a damn if you got an R. What are your policies? What are your policies to help Black America to move forward? We need investments. We need jobs. We entrepreneurs need business loans. They need to be given the same opportunity than their white counterparts. And it's a shame that you have some white high school graduates making more money than some college graduates. That's an issue. That's a problem. So inequality needs to be addressed. That is what needs to be addressed. Inequality needs to be addressed as well. Inequality needs to be addressed. And this is the thing. Reverend Al Sharpton said, he did an article and he said President Obama didn't do anything for the black community. He failed the black community in so many words. So a lot of folks were reading Reverend Al Sharpton. I mean, they were roasting him. So I was like, did any of you all read the article? No, I didn't read the article. I didn't read it. I just judged it off the headline. I said, baby, you need to read the article, because what he said, he did not do a better job using his platform to bring investments in the black community, that he could have used his ink pen to usher in executive order. Yes, he had resistance from Congress, but he could have bypassed Congress by using more executive orders. He could have used his massive platform, but then again, we should have required that for him during the campaign. We should have demanded that when he became in office in the first 100 days. Every single black organization, every single black civil rights icon should have been in the Oval Office and requiring President Obama to do for us. Now that it have passed, let's move to today. Every black organization should continue to pressure on President Trump as long as he's the president. We should forget about it. We should move on. We should allow the pressure on him. And that is why young folks, the little people, is literally on the streets, and they not giving up. No matter how much these civil rights icons talk about peace, they still out here in the streets, and they're still out here voting, because the civil rights era would have not been popular. Yes, Dr. King was strong, but he needed those young folks, those folks that did not have a name, those folks that are not in the history book. They took the risk. They took the beatings. A lot of them got killed. They sacrificed. They did all of that, and they helped the movement. And you're not going to read about them in the history books. Now, I know a lot of folks is telling me, Brother Wiley, are you going to the protest? Are you going to the March on Washington? I said, I will go if we have a clear understanding. What is the agenda? What are we going to require from the Trump administration? Not only Trump, what are you going to require from the senators? Are you going to pressure Mitch McConnell to go to the March on Washington because he got the power to bring these bills up for a vote? Are you going to require Nancy Pelosi to come on to it? Are you going to be requiring the Democratic leadership? Are you going to be requiring the Republican leadership? Are they going to be allowed to come to a public forum where we ask them questions? What is on the agenda? Because I don't just want to stand there and sing "We Shall Overcome" without a plan and without an agenda. I need a clear understanding, Reverend Al Sharpton. What is the agenda for this march? I don't just want us up in there singing "No justice, no peace" without no agenda, because it will not be no justice if we have no agenda. It will not be no peace if we have no clear agenda, because everybody can scream "no justice, no peace." Everybody can scream that. That's easy. But the work going to be is to require that these senators, Mitch McConnell, Rand Paul, all of these senators that is holding up things in progress for black people, they need to be called out to the carpet, and they need to be criticized. Because I'm just not going to just criticize President Trump, because President Trump got a whole nother body in government. Last time I checked, you got the legislative branch, you got the executive branch, you got the judicial branch. So we need to focus on all these folks that's in the Senate that been there for years that need to go. Some Republicans need to go, and then some damn Democrats need to go. That sitting in the Senate ain't doing no good job. They don't give a fuck about black people. They ain't trying to sign no bill. Rand Paul, his ass got to go. He want to hold up an anti-lynching bill. It is 2020, and Emmett Till was lynched and killed back in the 50s, and you debating about a lynching bill in 2020 to put it on the books to make sure it is against the law to not lynch black folks, and you want to hold that up for a debate, Rand Paul? Your ass need to be voted out. You need to be resigned, because there's something wrong. You, as a senator, want to debate a lynching bill? You mean to tell me we debating about should we put a lynching against the law? Should that be forbidden? That's common sense. But when you have these wicked people in office that don't give a damn about black folks, they should never hold that position. Keep that same energy, because Trump is just a system. He's just a symptom of this wicked system. He ain't the only wicked person that got to go. When he go in November, it got to be a whole lot of folks from the Senate going. And when he go, it got to be a whole lot of folks from the Democratic House need to go, as well as some of these Republicans. He ain't the only goddamn politician that's doing us wrong. It's a whole lot of quote-unquote black folks that's doing us wrong too. Now the Congressional Black Caucus, they want to speak up and stand strong. But where was this energy when Minister Farrakhan wanted to bring justice and equality? Y'all tried to distance yourself. Now y'all want to be black. Now y'all want to talk that talk. It's easy to talk that talk when it's trending. Some of these so-called black politicians need to go because they're not doing a good ass job for black people. So it ain't just Trump. It's a whole list of folks that need to be gone because they have been in that seat for far too damn long and they have not been doing a good job. The power exists in that Senate. The power exists in Congress. Those are two powerful houses. It is so powerful that the forefather said, if you get an incompetent president that's vetoing laws, we got something in the Senate, in the Constitution, that you can override a veto. That is how much power the Senate and the House of Representatives possesses. They have that much power that if President Trump veto it, they can vote 2/3 of both houses can override a president veto. A lot of folks don't even know that. That's why a lot of Mitch McConnell, he need to retire. He need to get fired. He need to be voted out because in his thought process, he don't believe that black people are on the same level as white folks. In his language, him stalling up bills, I don't give a damn what you say in a speech. I'm judging you on your Senate record. Mitch McConnell, you have bills on your desk that you holding up. If you down with Black Lives, show me, because you can talk all that damn talk all day. Fuck the talk. Give me action. Fuck talking. Show me that my lives matter in legislation. Show me that my lives matter in investments. Show me that my lives matter by investing in these underserved communities that haven't gotten shit for decades. Show me in legislation. Don't give me lip service. Give me action. Love is an action word. If you say you love black folks, you down with black, then show me that you love me. I don't give a damn how much I love you. And then when it's time to pass some bill, we can't pass that right now. We can't put that on the docket. Then your ass need to get voted out. Period. Excuse my language. Trump ain't the only one that should be out of a job. It should be a whole lot of Republican senators that got gray hair, that don't give a fuck about it. They need to be voted out. It's a lot of them. So don't get caught up because you got a street named after us. I'm not going to get caught up because you named Black Lives Matter Boulevard. How much money are you putting in black communities? Why are you giving us streets? We got plenty streets. We got highways and folks are getting murdered. We need resources and we need power. And this is the main reason why voting does matter. But you have to vote with a purpose and then we have to stay on their asses, right? We have to stay on their asses. Dr. King wouldn't have got nothing if he didn't stay on their ass, if his organization didn't stay on their ass. President Johnson would have never signed, signed in some of the greatest civil rights legislation if black folks did not stay on his ass. He didn't do it out of the goodness of his heart because he was so good. Them black folks stayed on his ass. And they didn't give a damn about burning up their stuff. They didn't give a damn about destroying stuff until they got some off the table. That's what I tell folks, to watch Selma. And it's free. Because Dr. King told the young brother from SNCC, he said, I know y'all are raising black consciousness, but our organization, we're raising white consciousness. Because what he was saying is, reason why we raising white consciousness, because they got the power. And they still do got the power when you talk about legislation. Majority of Congress is white. Majority of the Senate is white. Period. All of them is white folks. Majority of the Senate, white. Majority of the House, white. Majority of them, white old men. You know that's a problem. Folks that been living during the civil rights era and Jim Crow and they in power and you think they changed, they white folks. And a lot of them need to get voted out because they ain't with us. Only time they doing it because it's popular. And only time they doing it because we stand on their asses and folks burning up shit. And now we got to do something now. They getting close to the White House. The church didn't burn. They burning up churches. They don't give a damn because they, like they said, some of these people in the movement is doing it by any means necessary. Some of these people are saying, yes, it's going to burn, but until you do right by me, Silly said this to Mister, until you do right by me, everything that you think of is going to crumble. And if you think you Charlamagne the God, like you said, you think this year is bad, wait, it's going to be some more years. You keep on pressuring these folks that are gods and the original people, you're going to reap what you sow. It's in scripture. Black folks said it all the time. Karma ain't no. You gonna reap what you sow. It's shown in the Bible. You keep killing and misjudging and provoking black folks, you eventually gonna reap what you sow. It's in scripture. Every time you speak against black folks, treating folks that is the creator of this nation, that literally built this nation, the reason why America is the most powerful nation in the world is because of slavery. That was a business decision that they did. Had us in there for over 300 plus years, and then you get into Jim Crow, then you get into all these years of oppression. We helped build this country. And you ain't treating us right, and you mad and shocked that we burning up shit. How can you be shocked when you got your fucking knee on our neck, choking us to death? You think we give a fuck about a CVS? Some of these folks don't give a damn about that. Because a lot of us is tired. I'm tired too. And I think it's wrong to be burned up properly, but I can understand why you're doing it. You get tired, get guns stuck in your face, get thrown in jail, getting beat. Then you have a elder gentleman. He just coming to return a helmet. He get pushed down here, bleeding. And them same officers were taking a knee. That's how I said, don't get it twisted because they taking a fucking knee. If you ain't willing to change your wicked ways, just because your ass taking a knee, don't mean that you have changed. The next day, the same police officer that took a knee, 24 hours later, they pushing an unarmed old man to the ground, his head bleeding. Don't get it twisted because they sitting there marching, which because they doing it, they trying to trick you for y'all can stop protesting. Yeah, we with y'all. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Then later that night, they call you niggas and beating you up, throwing you in jail, using excessive force. You know, the same thing, throwing tear gas, but you just got through taking a knee. Because you only doing it for black folks can sit down and go to sleep. It ain't working. It ain't working. White folks is standing up. It ain't working no more. You can just trick us, get one of them civil rights leaders in there to speak. No judges, no calm down. That ain't working. We don't have a civil rights leader where they can just speak to black folks and black folks sit down. Them leaders don't exist no more. And those that did have that power, y'all didn't call them anti-Semites. Y'all didn't cancel them. People that did have some influence, you blocked them off of Facebook. You told them, oh no, you can't get on Facebook, Miss Farrakhan, too rough. Other folks can say what they want to say on Facebook, but you knocked out all the people that had peace. So the folks that was out there can help. You want them to sit down, so let it burn. If that's what you want, until you're willing to change our policy, and President Trump, you can easily stop all this today. All you got to do is get some strong legislation, give us a piece of the pie, elect black folks, get some black leadership up in there, have a conversation and do it publicly, but you want to be ignorant. You want to start a war with young folks that are warriors. We from Africa. We from the motherland. We used to being in wars in that militant spirit. We have that. We have that spirit. They up there conjuring up Brother Malcolm from the grave. These folks is quoting Brother Malcolm, and a lot of the young folks are researching Brother Malcolm. You never had Brother Malcolm's name just being broadcast. He's being conjured up because everybody that's been doing right, they're literally still here. You can assassinate our leaders, but you couldn't assassinate that from our brains. You can't stop us from reading. Most of these folks is quoting Brother Malcolm. They playing his speeches. You hear Dr. King. I don't mind black folks quoting these folks because we down with the get down. But some of these white folks didn't give a damn about Dr. King. And I'm glad what his daughter said. My father was assassinated. Some of you didn't even care when he was alive. It's easy to quote him now. But when you keep on showing us nonviolence, we have been nonviolent for generations. Some of us is nonviolence. Majority of us is nonviolence. But if you want violence, you are going to get what you plant seeds in. You plant seeds of destruction. You plant seeds of division. And you wonder why things are going on. And I want to know, all the white folk, this is when they're going to get tested. All these white folks that say they with us, let's see in action. Because it's easy to protest. But when it's time to vote, when it's time to speak up to those in power, let's see you keep that same energy. Because a whole lot of white folks said, I'm with Hillary. I'm with her. They went in that voting booth. They voted for Trump. A lot of white women, when the statistic came out, they didn't vote for Hillary. They voted for President Trump. And then the next day, we're going to do a women's march. Half the women that was at that march voted against President Trump. So you get a lot of folks that, because it's popular to go to a protest. Oh, this is popular. Yeah, black, blah, blah. But when it's time for you to really put in that work, you ain't nowhere to be found. So don't get it twisted. Don't get so caught up with they down there marching with us. Until you march with your white hind part to the polls and vote these wicked folks out that keeping us at the bottom, then I can say you are a true ally. But it's easy for you to sit and protest and scream at the top of your lungs. But when it's time for you to put in the work and change in the political scene, changing those faces to help all poor folks, including black, white, Latino, then I can say you an ally of the community. But it doesn't make any sense for you to be protesting. But when it's time for you to vote in people that's going to help and say that Black Lives Matter, make sure laws is in there to protect black lives. And if you don't vote them people in, then you just as wicked as those that are doing it. So they will be tested. All these young white folks that's with us, let's see if they march and keep that same energy in the voting booth. Let's see that they gonna keep that same. It's easy to march. A lot of folks marched with Dr. King when he desegregated the lunch counter, when they desegregated the South. It profited white owners. Some of these white owners said, we need some of that money. Let these black folks come in. But then when Dr. King wanted the poor people's march, when he wanted money to go to the black community, them same white folks that defended him and supported his organization withdraw the money. Because then he starts saying, listen, y'all need to start sharing this money to poor folks all over the world. Dr. King, no. They turned against Dr. King. Some of these black organizations and leaders turned against Dr. King. Because then he started talking about the money. Read the last 2 years of Dr. King's life. Read the speeches that he was preaching. He wasn't preaching that I had a dream. That dream, he was preaching equality, money, investments in the community. Read his book, Chaos or Community. One of his low-selling books that he ever written. Read that book. See, it's easy to talk about his dream, but Dr. King woke up in the last 2 years of his life. He spoke up. And he was speaking out. And that's why he knew he was going to die. He knew, because I'm not fearing no man. He knew that he was going to. The night before he was assassinated, he gave you a prophecy. He said, we gonna get to promise. I may not get there with you, but we as the people will get there. I've been to the mountaintop. He said he's seen the promised land now. But, he knew that he was going to die. Because when you speak that truth, when you know and you seen that wicked system, when you see how these folks are, you know you ain't going to survive. And he was a young man. And President Obama should be criticized. You never heard President Obama uplift Malcolm X. You never heard him speak so highly of Dr. King like that. Especially Malcolm X. I've never heard him bring up Malcolm. Of course he bring it. Oh yeah, Malcolm X was a young man. Dr. King was a young man. But President Obama, when you were younger, you said, there's no white America. There is no black America. There is only the United States of America. Are you going to recount that? Because clearly it's two different America. But now you see that it's popular. Now you want to talk black. But where was that energy when you had the power as the president of the United States? Yo, so don't get caught up with the okie doke. Don't get caught up with the okie doke. Because if you really love Brother Malcolm, why did you denounce the Nation of Islam and Minister Farrakhan and you want to quote Brother Malcolm? Now you want to quote him now because it's popular quote him. But did you have that energy when you was in the White House to quote Brother Malcolm? No. You stay silent. You need to be called out too. It's easy to stand up for black folk. You ain't got no power. You should have had that energy when you was the president. You get somewhere and sit down somewhere and play some golf. Now you want to talk black and strong. Ooh, you bears, y'all. Make sure y'all implement my policy. Man, please, you ain't got no more power no more. How you gonna try to tell them mayors? How you gonna try to tell them mayors that they better implement? You ain't the president no more. You should have had that energy, that strong energy when you were the president. Well, a lot of people ain't gonna speak up. Because when you really speak up for black folk, when you in power, get ready. You got to be going in there knowing that my life is on the line. If you ain't willing to put your life on the line for your people, don't become no leader. You got to be willing to die to lead black folk. Because when you talk that talk, they gonna come after you. Strong. They gonna come after you strong. You know, you speak up for black folk, you better be knowing that you get some good life insurance and protection because they're going to come after you. And Dr. King knew that. He knew that. He knew that he wasn't going to last long. He knew that. Malcolm X knew that he wasn't going to last long. Brother Malcolm was on the international scene. He was getting African nations involved. He was bringing stuff to the United Nations about how America is treating black people and wanted them to be criticized on the world's court. He was making moves on the international scene. He was taking moves on a national scene. When you were the president of the United States, you put in legislation. One thing you can say about Trump, he keep that same energy. He put in that. I want a black person to get in that same seat and have that same energy for their people. It's like when we get in office, we gotta talk that talk. We can't seem to be too black. No, you were the president, sign on that legislation like President Trump do. Keep that same energy. Right? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about when you the president, do your job for your people. Don't forget that you black. If you forget that you black, stay at home. Don't be in that position. That goes for anybody. That literally goes for anybody. If you ain't willing to do no good job as no black politician, stay at home and just stay at home. When you get into office as president, do for your people. President Trump doing for his people, whether it's right or wrong, he making sure he taking care of the business class. He keeping that same energy. He making sure he keeping law and order. He ain't changed. Law and order. He's taking up for business people. Being committed to the stock market. He keeping the same energy. He didn't change, ain't bending. But when are we going to get black leadership in those power to not bend, to keep that same energy by any means necessary? That's why I like Kamala Harris for standing up to Rand Paul. That's why I like Cory Booker for standing up to Rand Paul. And y'all continue that up. This is why Joe Biden, the former vice president of the United States, that's why he should pick a black woman to be his VP choice. I ain't changing. You don't get no pass, Joe Biden, just because you think you got our vote. If you don't pick no black woman, you need to be criticized. I'm still waiting on who you gonna pick as your VP choice. I'm still here waiting. If it's a white woman, he need to be criticized. You need a black woman. Because white woman is the reason why y'all ain't sitting in that seat. They voted for President Trump. A lot of them white women voted for President Trump and they tried to blame black women. Black women numbers were good. White women numbers, a lot of them went to Trump. So you need to be faithful to the folks that literally keep coming to the polls. Yeah. A black sister need to be the VP choice. Kamala Harris, Stacey Abrams, the congresswoman from Florida, It's so many different picks that you can pick. It is so many black women that are qualified, overqualified to be the vice president, even president of the United States. It is time for a black woman to become the president of the United States. Shout out to Ferguson for electing their first black mayor. Shout out to Chicago for electing their first woman black mayor in there. So change is happening. So Trump, Biden, that's who you need to pick if you want to win. If you want to win, if you know what's right for you, you need to be picking a black woman. You don't get no pass because your last name got D. I'm not one of these Negroes just because you a Democrat. I ain't gonna vote. I'll vote. I'm not one of them type of Negroes. I vote. What are you gonna do for black folks? So thank you, Charlamagne the God, for calling out Joe Biden. Thank you, because he need to be called out. He need to keep that pressure, need to be on him so hard when he get up in office that within the first 100 days, he makes so many type of policy change for black folks in the history that he outdo President Johnson what he did for black folks. That's why I want to know who gonna outdo President Johnson in legislation, because when you compare President Johnson's record on how he treated, how he helped the civil rights era with those bills and with those laws, then we can talk. All right. He did more than President Clinton did with laws. Now we still debating on lynching, anti-lynching. Really? In 2020? If Biden think he bring the races for Minneapolis, he has another thing come. Absolutely. He better not get no Amy Klobuchar up there to be his VP choice. He'd be insane to do something like that. That same wicked woman that did not prosecute that officer that put his knee on George Floyd's neck, she definitely should not be on the list. He got that same thinking that all black folk gonna vote for him, and not this one. I'm gonna be the first one to say I'm not voting. Well, he better than Trump. No. He worse than Trump for you to even pander to black folks and don't want to give us no power. You worse than Trump. Don't promote pander to the base, but when it's time for us to get power, you don't want to do it. That means you worse than Trump. I will not vote for him if he don't pick no black woman. I will not vote for Biden. Not gonna happen. What it look like? You an old white man and you want to pick an old white woman. That don't make no sense. When white women are not voting the numbers of Democrats, black women is voting more numbers than black men. Black women is the most dedicated voting bloc in the nation. In this country, black women vote at a high number. But when it's time for jobs, when it's time for them to be nominated on the Supreme Court, they don't be mentioned. When it's time for black women to be VP choice, they not on the list. When it's time for them to get 80% of the jobs in administration, it don't happen. But yet when they vote, they voted at a high number. In my regard, if they vote like that, they should be getting something from the table. 90% of things off the table, to be exact. 90% plus. Because they vote at high numbers. Democrats. How you gonna say we down and black people doing all that voting and they don't get hardly no positions? Majority of your administration is white. That mean that you ain't for black folks. If you for black folks, that administration should be so diverse, with it should be so many shades of black in that administration, because that's who voting. If black folks stay at home, guess what? To the DNC, it will go out of business with the quickness. We voting for y'all. But when it's time for the positions, whether it's in the congressional houses, it ain't a lot of black folks chief of staff. I don't see a lot of black folks chief of staff in the Senate. Those are jobs that we should get because we vote for y'all to get there. All right? I'm so tired of us black folks. We are being political sharecroppers. We doing all the work, producing our numbers. But when it's time for jobs, we only got 2 positions open. Well, only 2 of us should have voted then. 2 of us did not vote. 98, 99, 96 a percent of us as a people vote, that means we should get 90% of the jobs, 98% of the jobs when it comes to the administration, when it comes to government, 98% of investments. That means we should be on the agenda, right? We're going to stay on there. I know me having this platform, I'm going to stay on there. That's our connection won't work right on YouTube because we get too hot over there. Of course it's going to make so. Of course you're going to sound like a robot because we talking too much strength over there. Of course we gonna sound like a robot. Oh no, this black man, he's speaking too black. And these same organizations say, we gonna donate $100 million to social justice. That don't mean nothing if you gonna let black folks speak. They will intersect that connect. Yeah, you sound like a robot. Because they want to discourage you to speak up. That's why I said black folks got to invest in the Wiley Show, baby. Because this type of teaching that we teaching, good googly boogly. Yeah, of course. We speaking too much truth. And that's what it's about. And that's why we can't go as far up on there. Because, you know, we only can say certain things we can't say. Unfortunately, we go back and try again. We need you to have energy. Just get paper kill you too, and all that type of stuff. Facts like the NFL, absolutely like the NFL. The same energy, the same facts, the same thing with the NFL as well. Don't believe it. NFL, y'all seen I talk all that fucking energy. Where's the owners? It should be 80% of NFL owners should be black. Most of the NFL, majority of NFL is African American. But when you look at the owners, small percentage of owners are black. When you look at the coaches, small percentage of the coaches are black. When you look at the front offices with the power at, small percentage of African Americans. When you look at the agents, small percentage of African Americans. But when you look at the numbers of NBA, NFL, majority black. But when you look at the powerful position with the good income, small percentage of blacks. They need to be called out. I don't care how much you talking. Where are the jobs? And anytime you got to implement a rule to give black folks opportunity to become owners or coaches, it's a problem. It's an issue in your organization. So don't keep that energy for President Trump when y'all been in those positions for decades and still cheating us with nothing. Look how y'all did Cameron Kaepernick. He wasn't blackball because black balls ain't got the power in it. He was white ball. Don't say black ball because you can only say black ball if black folk with balls in that position. Last time I checked, we ain't got no black balls in those seats of decision making in the NFL. You got a whole bunch of wrinkled white balls in office. He was wrinkled white ball in the NFL. He wasn't black ball. It was a bunch of wrinkled white balls in the decision making that didn't white ball Cameron Kaepernick. It were white folks that did that. And then they gave you one token black. They got one black person in there, think they did a good job. And Jay-Z got roasted. They thought, yeah, we got Jay-Z. That'll keep the blacks on. He got roasted. And black woman roasted him. They started saying, stop cheating on Beyonce, cheater. You ain't like that. They would call him so many coons. They would call him a sellout. He got roasted. They thought because they brought Jay-Z up in there, black folks was just going to say, yeah, he got roasted. Black woman roasted that man. He got embarrassed. He took a big hit. He really thought the black folks was going to be on his side. They roasted him. They called him a cheater. Stop cheating. They said Shalom knew Jay-Z wasn't shit when she got his ass together in the elevator. They brought that back up. Now, yes, Jay-Z does some good. He does some good. But what I'm saying is, just Jay-Z don't speak for all black folks. I don't care how many albums and records he sold. I don't care who he's smashing. He don't speak for us all. Yeah, he at the table, but he needs some more black folks at the table. I want to see how many more black folks. I'm going to give him a little bit more time, but still, I don't see a lot of black owners. What are you doing, Jay-Z? I'm going to give you a little bit more time. But when you were doing Tidal, you were talking real black. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to support my Tidal. Support Tidal. You were talking real black because you wanted them streams. Where's the other black man that wanted us to support him with them networks because he said that white folks it was at the Supreme Court that they was going to take this civil rights law and I was defending him. What's that black man name? Give me that name of that black man that owns the Weather Channel. He was all on the Breakfast Club. Y'all black folks help me. They trying to not let me get no channels on Comcast. Look how they mistreat me as a black man. What's his name? Somebody Google him quickly. Where he at? All that black talk he was talking. I mean that black man was talking. Support me. Look how Comcast doing me. We go to Supreme Court. He was talking good. Talking about Coretta Scott King. Brought her name up. He was talking real good. Where he at? Where that black man that did all that talking that owned the Weather Channel? Give me a second. Give me a chance. Hold up. Let me see. Here a couple of just thank God for Google. Thank God. Yeah, where's Byron Allen? Mr. Allen, where you at? You were talking all that strength, Byron. Where you at, Byron Allen? Baby, you black. You know all black folk. Byron, where you at? I don't understand. Before I drag you, I'm going to do some little research. Let me Google your name. Let me see if you make a statement. Hold up before I drag you. Because I do want you to give me a job. So just anytime you know you was a comedian too. You was a comedian. So let me go and see if you make a statement. Let me go and see if you make a statement. I don't too much see you in the news. You're talking about some comedy. I don't see you with a statement. Can somebody go on Byron Allen Twitter or Instagram? Did he make a statement? I don't understand. This is the time when you got all them channels. You need to be talking about the protests or all that power. How you using media to help the movement. I'm just saying, Byron. Mr. Allen, you know what I'm saying? Now, I was with you now. I'm with you with the Comcast thing, but don't just ask us for our support when it's to benefit your pockets. Where you at to help the movement? Now, probably you donated, but we need some public statements as well. We need to see some black stuff on them channels that you own. You say you own all these channels, so let's see some black news show that you producing. I'm just saying, Byron, don't you come over here, Byron, and you want us to support you. Now we need you, Byron. We need you. Well, let me see. We need you right now, Byron. More than ever. We need all the channels. I'm just saying. Let me keep quiet because I don't want to get blackballed by Byron because he probably watching. Let me move on. I'm just saying. You got Charlamagne, baby. That man using his platform. Where's Byron Allen? Anytime he had a court case, there's a piece of court case coming up. He was everywhere, every black radio station. Where you at now about this movement? I'm just saying. When you had there's a piece of court case, you was up there going to court. You wanted everything. You were so black. Baby, anytime you quote Coretta Scott King, you making sure that you real black. You black. Where that energy at? Where the press tour that you doing? Now that you done got an old nasty piece of loss on the Supreme Court, now you silent. No, baby. Byron, we need you. Byron Allen, where you at? Send me old nasty piece of email. Come on my show. We got to bring you to the carpet. Now we going to send an email. Can somebody please write me out a message to send to Byron Allen? Because we want to get him on the show. I mean, he was on every black newspaper, every black radio star. Byron Allen, just all down there. Because that was to help his pockets. Okay, where you at now for your people? We was there for you. We defended you. We made sure the Supreme Court didn't gut out the 1866 some law, that civil rights law. We made sure they ain't gut that out. We stayed strong on the platform. But where you at, Byron? You don't get no pass. And send me a couple of dollars over here so we can take our show international. Put the Wiley Show on one of your networks. You got 56 networks. Good God Lee. Give me one of them networks. Byron. Byron Allen. Where's Byron? I'm just saying, let me stop. So we gonna need to put. I'm gonna put this live on Instagram. I mean on YouTube. I'm gonna put a piece of this live on YouTube. We just saying we want to see Byron. Excuse me. That's all I want. I want to see Byron. Where Byron at? Do anybody? Okay, let me go on his Twitter. Give me a second. Somebody posted his Twitter name. Let me see what he posted on Twitter. Let me go to Twitter. Let me go on Twitter right quick. Oh Lord, let me go on Twitter. Let me go on Twitter. Let me see what Byron got to say. Let's see what Byron got to say. Okay, Byron. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. We right here. Okay, because we see him supporting about the Supreme Court, but is that his Twitter? Oh, okay, I see. I gotta put the real right here. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna go to his Twitter account. I want to see what Byron got to say. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm going on here now. My computer now want to act up. You know when you speaking real justice. Okay, let's see what Byron got to say. Let me put on my notifications just in case he tweets something. Let me hear him say it before he block me. Because, you know, these black folks don't mind blocking you. Okay, Byron, I got a problem, sir. Okay, Byron, I got a problem. Give me a second, Byron. Let me go. My computer, as y'all clearly can see, my computer is still loading. I'm trying to go up on there. Let me see. Oh God, what is going on with this computer? Lord, today this computer want to act up. Any other day when I'm watching OnlyFans and everything else, it's just working just as fine. But the last time he tweeted was in January. Was in January. OMG. The last time this man tweeted was in January. Let me go ahead though, because I already know I'm going to give you a whole nasty piece of block. These black folks, they need to do all that talking. That's why you lost that Supreme Court, because God knew you want nothing. God knew you weren't down for black folks like that. You lost that Supreme Court. You see how you lost that decision? Now where you at? Now you probably donate. Now you probably send a whole nasty piece of check behind the scenes, but I want that energy public. Just like you came out, ain't nothing wrong giving us a public statement. I'm just saying, let me move on because I don't want him to block me. And I probably got blocked. Jeremy was the last two back in January when you was trying to beat that case. You wanted to win the Supreme Court. You did all that talking. Where you at now? Where you at, Byron? That's what I'm saying. I need to bring my website back and just expose all these people. January the 26th. That was the last time he tweeted. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so very much for tuning in. I'm going to share this on Instagram. Thank you all so very much for that, for y'all support, for y'all love. Thank you. God bless you. Again, I stand with my people. I am a YouTuber. I'm on YouTube every day. YouTube.com/The Wiley Show. God bless you and peace. And blessings to y'all.